Hey man, so tonight I want to talk to you guys about your journey as an artist. And first off, I want to congratulate you on making it this far. I'm not an artist, but my career turned into an artist, and I'm just gonna give you a small piece of my story. It was about like 8 years ago. I had cracked my vertebrae playing ball over in Canada. Ended up homeless in Philadelphia, and this is a story to tell you that you gotta keep going, you gotta keep grinding. When I started out in Philadelphia, man, I was sleeping on the side of a Turkey Hill gas station, and a teacher saw me volunteering speaking to a youth team. And one day she said, "William, can you come speak to a group of kids?" And I said, "Sure." At this time, I was defeated. My mom passed of a heroin overdose, and my pops, he was locked up for attempted murder charge. So I had nobody. I really was really lost. And the one that killed my mother, this is what I struggled with. The person that killed my mother is my own uncle. He sold her the bad dope that killed her, 36 years old. And I realized in our life, when we're going through pain, kings and queens, that shit make us strong. It make us execute and take advantage of every opportunity we get. But if we get back to that story, kings and queens, I was sitting there at the gas station. She said, "Come speak to these boys." I went and spoke to those boys. I told my story. And that's what you guys do in music. You tell your story. And as I told my story, I started to realize, if we really tell our story out loud, we'll really see how much shit we've really been through, how much we really fought through it. It'll make you emotional. After I finished that speech, I walked to the Reddit Hotel to commit suicide. I was going to blow my brains out in the bathroom. About 2 steps before I got to the hotel, she called me and she was like, "Will, how much do you charge to speak?" I was like, $70, $100. I didn't know nothing about speaking at that time. But after that day, she called me to an assembly, and I spoke in front of 500 students, man. I got a standing ovation. If you fast forward 9 years later, I'm over 900 million views on YouTube. The first speaker to speak during Milan Fashion Week. Did the Super Bowl commercials, did the Stephen Curry Under Armour commercial. And I say all that to say, if you give up now, kings and queens, you will never see the great intention that the Most High had for you. We come from nothing, but we're not nothing. You got to understand how great we are. Everything we do, we got to be exceptional. And if you really want to make it in this industry, and anything you do, you got to grind when they sleep, and you got to work when they play. You got to get back to the art. You got to get back to not talking about you, but talking about the people, talking about the pain, talking about reality, talking about something that'll change a mindset. And if you really want to be the greatest, create something the world has never seen before. Don't be a carbon copy, be an original. And that's what I do every single day. When I was homeless, I swear I asked God, man, one thing. I said, "God, don't let me die homeless, bitter man." And what he did was he took a broken man, sat him inside a shelter, and pushed him up in front of the world. And I didn't have a manager. God was my manager. I didn't have a PR. God was my PR. And now I booked my own events, and I did it independently. And you can do the same thing. If you really put your heart into this, you got anything you want, kings and queens. And I really pray that every artist in the room reach their goal, travel the world, and be able to feed their family and take care of themselves. You are the greatest. To my queens, only in the womb of a woman can a man breathe underwater. That's how special you are. And to my kings, God built you a warrior. You can fight any battle that come your way. I love you, kings and queens. I'm King Hollis, and it was an honor to speak to you guys tonight.